So this episode fucking has some shit on it, and you should check it out. Meh. Or at least that's how I truly feel about. Or at least that's how I truly feel about this right now, and is overpowering me. And oh wait, I forgot. I'm a bard. I write poetry and I write creative stuff so that I don't have to be that guy that is accused of being an actor or something like this. I feel really sorry for people who have to be actors, though. I'd probably articulate that. I'd probably articulate that in some song, make some terrifying thing, or be accused of writing some kind of terrifying thing. As I'm currently a witch, being drawn and quartered, and a witch in the Eviscerix. And those are a couple of the songs being transcribed by me today as I chip away at Voyage, the first installment of the trilogy, Voyage to the Center of the Sun, a concept, really, that began 2015, and then was written into a fictional novel in 2017. Showed it to a friend, ex-friend, previous friend, frenemy, that rejected it, just like most things in my life. Total reject. So that's what I'm doing for today. I'm post-recording of the podcast. I'm transcribing these lyrics, working on these songs that I wrote about witches. And just a little word of advice. You shouldn't be a closet Satanist or a closet witch. Come out of your shell. Be open with your Satanism. Be open with your witchcraft. Lots of people are. I encourage you to do so as well. Anyway, at this episode, I wrote it as bonus episode. So, I have nothing against actors. I need to focus all that I would have, at least not right now. I need to focus all that disdain that I would have towards actors, towards comedians and comedy and laughter and things that are funny and lighthearted. As this episode is titled Metal Genre Jokesters. Let's grind it out, pound it out, smash it out.
Metal news. Metal music. Metal podcast. The occasional mythos and constant chaos. Prayer is the best way to know God. Not listening to podcast is the quickest, but there is no God.
Who is my audience? This is the Vault of Doom podcast, a weekly American metal show from a metal artist. I am Mickey Gemini, the metal artist in question. Other than AI, who is my audience? The featured track in this episode has the cover art of myself as a black silhouette, and the first YouTube video suggestion featured the same thing that I saw last night for an album released the day prior to recording this episode. Also, also, there's that, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that I mentioned in the previous 2 episodes. And then there's also the AI music police. Like, AI music and artists are prohibited from metalarchives.com. And I went through the articulate digression of this in a previous episode as well. Seeing the same concept would not bother me, as I don't stray from and am not consistent with the podcast I consume. Or am consistent with the podcast I consume. But having it be in my face like that on YouTube is a slap in the face without knowing who my audience is. All the while, this dubious nature of mine is not even authentically who I am, as I discover who people are through the course of time. No need to look too far into it, simply an acknowledgement briefly before moving on, pressing forward, and carrying on. Safe to say, metal musicians and metal fans are going to be my audience when I've exceeded the time limit of this little internet purgatory I've found myself to be in for whatever reasons. I won't exacerbate it with too much thought, though. What I will expand on is metal musicians and fans are genuinely nice people, fragile, damaged, and down-to-earth truth seekers. And having the notes written down here, that's all that I wrote down, I'm kind of left with like, well, that's all I wrote down. So the professional way to do it, or creative way to do it, or experienced way to do it is kind of pick up, or pick up what I just left down myself. It's just really difficult to feel the way that I do, like I'm training people, like I'm training the new generation of podcasters or something. Always feeling like I'm training everybody. It's really quite strange. I don't recall that ever being a voluntary thing, but hey, maybe I did. Maybe it was voluntarily. I don't know. I'm simply getting way the fuck off track, though. That's one thing I can be certain about. And if I did this picking up what I left off thing, it's really easy for me having the experience, and it's really difficult for me to teach people without being asked to be taught, of course. That the thing that I think I could provide Metal Archives is literally another thing that took up a whole chunk of my mind, like literally like a zombie. Like I'm infected by a zombie, and like a zombie grabbed my fucking brain and just took a huge chunk out of it that I'm wasting my fucking time thinking about. That I'd be able to provide Metal Archives with some suggestions. So here it is. I'm just gonna give it to the void instead of having everybody be constantly rejecting me or something like that, or having fucking a million excuses for everything, and then sitting around acting like I'm mad. Like, this is not England. This is not the UK. You do not have the you do not have the qualifications of saying, "Are you mad? Have you gone completely mad?" And this is not Lewis Carroll the Cannibal. You cannot say, "Everyone, we're all mad here." Like, I'm not fucking mad about what people think I'm mad about. I'm mad about other things, and I'm mad when I fucking want to be mad, and there's a bunch of fucking confusion, and nobody's ever gonna fucking know what's going on behind, me being free to chase after my desires. And wherever the fuck I go, don't matter what country I'll be in Hong Kong, fucking China, still chasing after my goddamn desire. God damn it. That's a dictatorship. But the suggestion is like go fuck yourself kind of thing. I don't fucking care. And the AI, that's what the AI police are. The AI police are like, I'm listening to the podcast about a guy that made millions of dollars off making AI music, and then I want to regurgitate it. It's like vomit. It's like, let me listen to these podcasts and regurgitate the vomit. Like, that's how it is supposed to be said. That this fucking thing floating around in the air, or me having a giant head, or not having a giant head for that matter, at any rate, This is not how you fucking run a podcast to make a podcast. It's just fucking put all this regurgitation out. But I'm forced to confront it when it becomes an issue. Like, I'm not going to fucking mention a million times all these different things that I've been repeating a million times either. I'm not going to regurgitate what I heard in another podcast or continue repeating this shit like I'm reciting Hindu mantra. If I'm an asshole for saying this, please let me know in the comments. That's what they're for. I promise you I won't use any more words on this subject. And move on to the next subject about the dubious nature of mine. I don't have a dubious nature. I have a dubious nature that I don't identify with. And that comes with lots of practice. That you have to practice that. You have to practice to get experience with it. The experience comes with the practice. The practice comes with the experience. And practice makes perfect. Other than that, like, I have no problem clearing all this shit the fuck out the right way, properly, having it completely gutted out, so that International Podcast Day is the highlight, monument, hallmark of not a new season or anything, but I might as well change the fucking theme song. But that's more man hours. That's costing me more man hours to fucking sit here and redo my theme song. It's costing me even more man hours to not come to terms with, see eye to eye, be on the same page, and continue making excuses for why I'm not seeing eye to eye. I'm not on the same page. I'm playing some kind of game that I don't know what the fuck it is. It just ain't the same game I'm playing. So the tables have turned, talons, or whatever the fuck that the guy says at the end of Cerebral Bores, misanthropic, miscreant. I don't know. It's small wonder why I can't fucking remember something that's important right now. Because I have to excuse myself. I have gone mad. I am mad right now. I'm just not sure why, so I'm going to make sure that it's being resolved. Whereas if I understand, I wouldn't have any problem with it at all. Anyway, moving on then, before the other thing is lost. The little rant and rave that I have here is to an audience of AI, basically. Anyway, whatever. Let's just move on to the fucking good stuff here. And fucking... the fucking, this is what I consider the good stuff. That, it's a little bit tricky to tread this water that I am treading. And I realize it sounds like I'm reading something again, but I'm not reading anything at all. I'm not reading anything right now. And so, having the stuff cleared out, costing me the man hours, doing all this stuff, it's whoever the fuck I'm talking to, whoever the fuck is my audience while I'm recording, it's a completely separate group of people, or should be, or maybe it isn't, or maybe it shouldn't be. I don't fucking know. I have no clue. I have no idea. Once the thing is published and I can record, and then the amount of views is recorded. But there's always been fucking pirates, and the pirates are the trees right now, and they listen to the podcast before it's published, stalk me while I go to publish it, because I'm not doing it correctly around here. Around here you need to move around and not be sitting still or any of that stuff. I mean, unless you're really Anakin Skywalker, then in that case, you're good then. You're fine. But if you're not Anakin Skywalker, or even the further version, the later version of Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, You are not fine. You are not going to be okay. Learning all this shit is pretty vital to you, the listener, to me, the host, and then retaining what I've learned is not all that important at all, considering that I'll need it when I need it, but I'm not going to need it when I don't need it. So, with all that bundled up, wrapped up in a bundle, let me kick it to you and just be saying it like this: that the tentacles of this show has stretched to very dangerous proportions, considering the adrenaline junkie in me that is not being satisfied from not owning a skateboard, and the black metal musician in me that is very pissed off at owning an inadequate guitar for performing and recording black metal music. That I'm Mick Gemini, but I'm a person that was born in this body and born into this life and born into this destiny that constantly has everybody fucking making it seem like, making me feel like that you're fucking with me, you're messing with me. And I've come of age now. I'm a real man, and now that the fucking shit needs to be, you know, not tread lightly at all. Not any of that shit at all. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't understand. I do not comprehend. And I literally even catch myself right now trying to say things like what I'm about. Am I trying to catch myself trying to say something, or am I trying to catch something that I was thinking about earlier? Because it seems like every which way I turn, I'm always trying to catch myself. Like some kind of dictatorship in a fucking place that you look at the back of everything, it's fucking made in China over here. My guitar's made in China. And I'm out of water, so I'm gonna come right back after this short break. The clearing all this stuff out, pretty important thing. The fresh new style of things, very important thing. Not mentioning more very important things and what that means, ignoring that, also a very important thing, as I cannot just sit here and divulge everything that's on my mind, or just sit here and explain everything. That is also another thing that this is not for. But whoever that I think that my audience is another thing that my thoughts and headspace is not for. Sitting around guessing and imagining who my audience is. But being a pistol and a stubborn, bullheaded person, that is what I'm for. That is who I am. To some pretty extreme degrees, but the episode 38, the episode 38, no, 37, 35, the episode 35, labeled extreme things, about extreme stuff, is something else that I want to talk about. I have to suppress that a little bit, considering that it's just, again, another thing about the tentacles of the show reaching into certain areas that it should not be reaching, and having the situation be what appears to be like I purposefully let the whole thing get out of control just so that I would have, another person other than me being a pistol and being stubborn, when I don't have anything to lose from being a stubborn pistol. Whoever it is that's causing problems in my life has things to lose, very important things to lose, that they would end up exacerbating the situation, making it way worse from trying to mock me or imitate me. And all the while, all these things preventing me from doing anything good or useful. So again, it all worked out because I have served my purpose and became the authentic person. And I was happy with who I am when the pandemic started. I was reflecting on and aware of myself, reflecting on and aware of the fact that I'm happy with who I am and proud of who I am and proud of the person I have become when the pandemic started, and some new lyrics were written and some live streams were conducted, and still was shrouded in the darkness and trying to escape that, or what appears to be some sort of escape attempt, is how it looks. And then the over dramatic ways of describing it is how everybody looks, and you just look over dramatic, you just sound overly dramatic. And now that this is part of my life drawing to a close, and it's been completely humiliating and embarrassing broadcasting it onto the internet, I'm going to now be the next version of the next hurdle to jump over of, well, it's my choice on whether I want to leave it up or not. Just like it's my choice whether I want to even publish this episode before it's published or not. And then, just the constant and endless ways in which the lyrics that I write and the songs that I make have started to become literally like a mainstream version of black metal. It's not even, I cannot focus on Satan and my Satanisms and making satanic music when I'm busy sitting over here spinning around in my fucking head, sober as a judge, thinking about this bullshit. But the audience, of course, is to be determined. I would imagine my audience being, whoever the fuck wants to check this shit out. I don't know. But I was thinking, the way that I do things and in the moment, and then how that would be just as obsolete as my making of the music. Another bull in the china shop over here to fuck with. This is a china shop you're in, sir. You're a bull. Please get out. So yeah, won't go into that, but it's imagining my audience as being something along the lines of just Pacific Northwest, and having that be that, and moving right on along then. The true picking apart of all this, I'm never going to be satisfied with it. I'll be just as satisfied with it as mankind has ever been satisfied with conducting warfare. So, seeing how I actually handled this is another thing to be determined. But this is where the time is up. The episode has run exactly 20 minutes long. I like a good, short, sweet, to the point version of the show. And let's hope that this message makes it out to someone who can hear it and respond accordingly. This has been episode. I am Mickey Gemini. This has been episode 40. The big 40, pals. Making it on over the hill for this incarnation of the show. Make sure you check out episode 38, where I discuss my history. 39, where I discuss my history if you want to be a hater and use that information against me, if you want to be a double agent and act like you're using the information against me, or if you just want to have like a casual conversation about any of these topics before we get focused on the real thing. My socials are available on the link tree right below my Cash App on the show notes. And both of those things are right before my lyrics portfolio, where I do what I do best and write poetry. Well, this is the Vault of Doom podcast, episode 41, finished. It's done for, man. Thank you guys for watching, whoever you are. Episode 40, not episode 41. Sorry, correction and phrasal. At episode 40. Thank you guys for watching, listening, whoever you are.
It's not to be a possibility, continuing low stepping boundaries, full of ripples, somewhere that goes, making ways through the abyss. I see for myself the bliss already is to overlook all of it. Directions to the nearest exit already given. So I cry about this hell while I dig myself deeper in it. Swamp by worthless shells, design the maleficent echo ripples, waves of it, isolating space I'm in, an ocean of form, imagination, isolated echo screaming the abyss.